The first student disappeared on a Wednesday night. No one saw him leave. No one heard anything. He just wasn't there anymore. At first, no one reacted. Students go missing sometimes. They skip classes. They leave without telling anyone. They stop answering messages. It happens. At least, that's what I believed. My name is Daniel. I was a resident advisor. Third floor. North building. I wasn't important. I just handled noise complaints. Checked in on students. Made sure doors were locked at night. It was supposed to be routine. Quiet. Normal. And for the most part, it was. Until Kevin disappeared. He was a freshman. Quiet. Kept to himself. The kind of person you barely notice. He missed one class. Then another. By the third day, people started asking questions. His roommate said he hadn't seen him since Tuesday night. Campus security checked his room. Everything was still there. Phone, laptop, wallet, even his keys. That didn't make sense. People don't leave like that. Not anymore. That's when something started to feel wrong, but I ignored it, because one case isn't a pattern. A week later, another student disappeared. Same building. Different floor. Her name was Emily. Everyone knew her. She was loud, always surrounded by people, always texting someone. That night, she had plans. Friends were waiting for her. She never showed up. Her phone, still in her room. Charging. Door unlocked. Nothing disturbed. No signs of anything wrong. That's when people started getting nervous. 2 students. Same building. No explanation. That's not normal. The school sent out an email. Missing persons report. Investigation ongoing. Stay calm. Stay calm. No one was calm. People stopped going out at night. Doors stayed locked. Hallways emptied earlier than usual. Too early. Too quiet. That's when I started noticing things. Small things. Details that didn't make sense. Both of them disappeared on the same day. Wednesday. I checked the resident logs. Entries, exits, keycard activity. At first, it looked random until I focused on the timing. Both of them were last seen after 2 a.m. That's when something changed for me. Stopped treating it like coincidence. I started paying attention. I stayed up later. Sat at my desk. Door slightly open. Watching the hallway. Listening. Waiting. Because I had a feeling Wednesday wasn't over, and I was right. The third one didn't disappear quietly. This time, someone heard something. Not a scream, not a struggle, just something moving. Slow. Heavy. Dragged across the floor. Asterisk. At first, no one believed it. The student who reported it kept repeating the same thing. It sounded like something being dragged, not carried. Not dropped. Dragged. Campus. Security wrote it down. Checked the hallway. Found nothing. No marks. No damage. No signs of anything unusual. They said it was probably a misunderstanding, maybe someone moving, furniture, maybe pipes in the walls, something normal, something explainable, but it didn't feel normal, not anymore. The third student was gone by. Morning. His name was Marcus. Second year. Athlete. Strong. The kind of person you don't expect to just disappear. His room looked exactly like the others. Phone still there. Shoes by the bed. Backpack on the chair, like he had planned to come back. That was the detail that stayed with me. None of them planned to leave. That's when fear became something real. Not rumors. Not speculation. Something was happening inside the building. And no one could explain it. Classes continued. The school tried to act normal. Emails became more frequent. Stay aware. Report suspicious activity. Do not walk alone at night. But no one followed that last part anymore, because no one wanted to be outside at all. By the next Wednesday, people were already expecting something to happen. That was the worst part, not knowing who, not knowing when. Just knowing it would. I stayed awake that night. Again. Same as before. Lights off, door slightly open. Watching the hallway. 2:17. And nothing. 2:31 a.m. Still quiet. 2:43 a.m. I heard it. Not loud. Not clear. Just movement. Somewhere down the hall. I stepped out. Slowly. Carefully. The hallway lights were on. Everything looked normal. Too normal. I walked forward. Each step felt louder than it should, like the sound didn't belong to me. I reached the corner and stopped. There was a door. Half open. Room 317. I knew that room. The student inside was supposed to be asleep. The light inside was off, but something felt wrong. I stood there for a second. Listening. Nothing. No movement. No sound. I pushed the door open a little more, just enough to see inside. The room was empty. Bed untouched. Window closed. Everything exactly where it should be. Except for one thing. The closet door was open. Just slightly. I don't know why, but I stepped closer. Slowly. Every instinct told me to stop. To walk away. To call someone. But I didn't. I reached the closet and pulled the door open. Inside, nothing. Just clothes. Shoes. Boxes. Normal things. I exhaled. Took a step back. And that's when I noticed it. The floor. Near the back of the closet. Something was off. The carpet was slightly lifted. Not torn. Not damaged. Just not flat, like something had been moved recently. That's when I heard it again, behind me. In the hallway, that same sound. Slow. Heavy. Dragging. But this time, it was closer. Asterisk. I froze. The sound was right outside the door. Slow. Heavy. Dragging. I turned around. The hallway was empty. Lights on. No movement. No one there. But the sound was still there. Closer now. I stepped out into the hallway. Carefully. Looking both directions. Nothing. Just a long, empty corridor. Too quiet. That's when it stopped. Completely. Like it was never there. I stood there for a few seconds. Waiting. Listening. Nothing came back. That should have been my sign to leave. To go back to my room. To pretend I didn't hear anything. But I didn't, because something wasn't right, and I knew it. I looked down. At the floor. Right outside room 317. At first I didn't see it, then I did. A faint line, barely visible. Running across the hallway, like something heavy had been pulled. Repeatedly. In the same direction. I followed it. Slowly. Step by step. It didn't go far. Just a few meters down the hall. Then it stopped right in front of a door. Maintenance access. It was always locked. Always. No one used it. At least no one was supposed to. I checked the handle. Still locked. No sign of damage. No scratches. Nothing unusual, except the line on the floor ended right there. That's when I realized something. Whatever made that sound didn't go down the hallway. It went through that door. I stepped back. Heart racing, trying to make sense of it, trying to come up with a logical explanation. But nothing fit. Nothing made sense anymore. The next morning, Marcus was officially reported missing. Third student. Same building. Same pattern. And now I had something, not proof, but something. Went to campus security. Told them everything. The sound, the room. The closet. The floor, the maintenance door. They listened, wrote it down. Nodded. And then they dismissed it. Said it was stress. Said I was overthinking. Said there was no connection. No pattern. That word again. Pattern. I didn't argue, because I could see it on their faces. They didn't want to believe it. No one did, but I couldn't ignore it anymore. So I went back that night. Same time. Same place. Wednesday, 2:30. And I stood in the hallway, right in front of the maintenance door. Waiting. 2:41 a.m. Nothing. 2:43 a.m. It started. The sound. Again. Not far this time. Right behind the door. Slow. Heavy. Dragging. Something was on the other side. And it was moving. That's when I noticed something else. The handle. It moved. Just slightly, like someone was trying to open it from the inside. Asterisk. I stepped back. The handle moved again. Slow. Careful. Like whoever was on the other side was trying not to make a sound. I didn't breathe. Didn't move. Just stared at it. Waiting for it to stop. It didn't. The metal shifted slightly. A quiet click. Then silence. Complete silence. I stood there for a few seconds. Maybe longer. I don't No, time didn't feel normal anymore. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe pipes. Maybe pressure in the building. Something explainable. But I knew that wasn't true, because I had heard the dragging more than once. And now, something was on the other side of that door. I turned around, walked back to my room, locked the door, sat down, and didn't sleep. The next morning, everything felt different. Not just for me, for everyone. Word had spread. 3 students gone. No explanation. No answers. People stopped pretending it was random. Now it was something else. Something real. Classes were half empty. Hallways stayed quiet even during the day. Doors stayed closed. Always. That's when I started paying attention to something else. The staff. Not all of them, just one. The maintenance guy. His name was Harris. Late 50s. Worked there longer than anyone. Quiet. Always around, but never really noticed. The kind of person people look past. Until they don't. I started seeing him more often. In places he didn't need to be. 3rd floor. Late at night. Near the maintenance door. At first, I thought it was coincidence. It had to be. That's what I kept telling myself. But then I noticed something else. His schedule. Or the lack of it. He wasn't assigned to nights. Not officially. But every time something happened, he was there. Not during. After. Like he was checking something or making sure of something. That's when I started watching him. From a distance. Nothing obvious. Just small things. Where he went, what he carried. When he showed up. And then Wednesday came again. By now, everyone was expecting it. No one said it out loud, but you could feel it. The tension, the waiting. The fear. I stayed in my room that night. Door locked. Lights off. Watching the clock. 2:39 a.m. 2:41 a.m. 2:43 a.m. Nothing. For the first time, nothing happened. No sound. No movement. No dragging. Just silence. And that was worse. Because now the pattern was broken. And I didn't know why. The next morning, no one was missing. People relaxed. Just a little. Some even joked about it. Said maybe it was over. Maybe whatever it was done. But I didn't believe that, because something else changed. Harris wasn't there. No one had seen him. Not that day. Not the day before. His office was locked. His tools were gone, like he had just left. That's when I checked the maintenance door again. It wasn't locked anymore. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk.